This is the Two on Your Side Great Lakes Building Systems Sports Desk.
The Sabres trading away second pair defenseman Bowen Byram, but this development camp is teaching us that help in that position is on the way in the very near future. Sabres drafting Daxson Rudolph 4th overall, Adam Kleber earning the NCHC's Defensive Defenseman Player of the Year, Maxim Strbik winning 3 conference championships with Michigan State, and Radim Murka improving in the WHL. All of that talent coming together this week, and it makes for some compelling competition on defense, especially when every player in the position has a similar skill set.
Those guys are all high end, and to have that competitive nature between us, but also cheering each other on is something that's pretty special to be a part of. And we all want the same goal to one day make the Sabres, and so it's nice to have that competitiveness, like I said, but also in a respectful manner and friends off the ice. You guys are buddies at things like this, and then you go to your respective clubs in the meantime, and playing against each other, it's always fun. So nice to create these relationships, and then once we play them throughout the year, it'll be friends off until the game's over, but yeah, it's nice.
The prospects competing in a scrimmage to end camp at 9:30 a.m. on Thursday. And Radim Murka is one of those defensemen deep in competition during camp. Last year's 9th overall pick, spending the majority of his first season with the Sabres in the Western Hockey League with the Seattle Thunderbirds, and the organization wants to see him take that next step. Sabres top defenseman prospect Radim Murka returning to development camp for the 2nd year in a row. But this time he has some professional games in the AHL underneath his belt, including 3 playoff games against the championship-winning Toronto Marlies.
It's a little different than in juniors, a little heavier, and Toronto, they were a pretty good team. They actually won it at the end, so they've been a great team to play against, and yeah, I get a lot of experience from that.
And for him to play that series and go through the emotion of the series and have a chance to, in a Game 7, that environment I thought was really good for him.
Murka starting the season with the Rochester Americans before playing the bulk of the year in the Western Hockey League. He's able to get a grasp on the play style at the next level despite appearing in less than 10 games with the Amerks.
Some guys were telling me it's even harder than the NHL because everyone's just fighting for a spot, so I knew that, but it's a great league, but nothing which I can handle, I would say.
You go from playing against 16, 17, 18-year-olds, now you're playing against 32-year-old men who are trying to support their family. So it's just a huge dynamic, and I think just gaining that experience will help him this year.
Americans head coach Mike Leone saying Murka played with some swagger while in Rochester, but the organization is on the same page when it comes to what they still need to see from the Czechoslovakian.
I think it's really important for him to have an off season where he could really train and get stronger. His path to the NHL and his attributes is move the puck quick, to be a really good defender, to be able to shut down plays, his transitional gapping against speed. I think those things are really important, but the number one is probably away from the rink to get stronger.
He's just going to have his own process. Again, he's a young kid. He's only 19 years old. He's going to put some weight on with our strength staff this summer, and he's just a really great prospect, and we're excited to have him.
All right, that'll do it for Channel 2 Sports tonight at 11.